All right, what's happening, speculators? First live stream in a while. Hope you all had a good holiday season if you were in the U.S. and celebrate that, or a good end of November if you're somewhere else. This is the Futures Fanatic live stream for the Power Hour, last hour of the trading session today. Before I get started, just wanted to remind everybody that this broadcast is for educational purposes only, and that the trades that are going to be presented should be considered hypothetical because for the most part, I'll be trading non-live accounts. Even if they were live accounts, it doesn't matter. It's all hypothetical in terms of performance. Thank you, Caesar Human 1253 for picture and sound. I really appreciate that. Anyway, these should not be expected to be replicated in a live trading account. All right, I am starting this afternoon my CURPOS, which stands for current positions. I am short Bitcoin. This has been a very non-profitable position the whole session, and I wouldn't be surprised if it fries me a little bit into the close. And I'm also short the Dow Jones, and then I'm short a little NASDAQ, but that is in some prop programs. Overall, pretty green day. Fought with a few positions early on. Long gold was pretty crappy after it broke some key levels, but managed to pop back up and provide some decent opportunities. So I think what we'll probably watch is the Dow Jones here. I know that bores a lot of people, but this is the instrument that I teach and train on the most. And it was yet another fantastic day in the Dow as it's put in like really nice two-way action. So if you look here, I don't know what more we could ask for than this. Comes up to very close to the plus twos, all the way down to VWAP where you take target. Gives you a long right here. I did have some of these longs. In fact, what I want to bring up also today, I just have it over here. Let me see the sizing, is right here. Okay, so this is a live account, and this is what I said in the title of this video. This has just been kind of a masterclass today in range trading using the stay in your lane. This is over here on TradingView. On TradingView, you don't have access to the same Renkos, so you don't have the swing levels and a few other things, but you don't really need them if you're just using the levels, right? I do have a visible range profile on here. So this is, when I say I can teach a strategy to people in 30 seconds, I really do mean that. Obviously, it is more chess than it is checkers. This ain't checkers. This is chess, not checkers. But I try to keep it as close to checkers as possible. So already long, my target's going to be at this standard deviation 2 to get out. Okay. If I got short up here, I would be targeting either VWAP or this yellow line here, which is the visible range profile POC, which is coming in at 47,489. And then I have longs down here, buy limits down here. Okay. I'm also in a number of other positions, including short Bitcoin here. And I'm probably going to cut one right here for a small loss, little graceful exit. Okay. And then I'm resting order up there at 97,760. Now, this is the kind of look of a market you really don't want to be short today. We never even got anywhere close to VWAP. So much more of an opportunity to trend trade off of this line. The problem is that I don't really teach trend trading off of one standard deviation above VWAP. So we haven't really had a nice two-way trade in Bitcoin today. But with this strategy overall, you pick your spots, you stay small, you do earn the right to potentially catch a reversal there. And if we get a reversal down to these two levels here, again, I'm putting the order right on the yellow line, and I'm putting the order right on the VWAP right there. All right. So let's go back to the Dow here for a moment, and I'll move this out of the way because you see the counter positioning. In other words, in a live account, I am actually long the Dow Jones looking for that +2, and in another live account, I'm short the Dow Jones where I'll add one at the +2s. That's not on purpose, anybody. It's not on purpose. I was aware of that, but it's not something that I'm doing necessarily on purpose. I'm just trading the strategy the way the strategy can be traded. A short right here at the +1s, although I got short on this Brickwick reversal. I was looking for a reversal and it came up and made another new high. But on the flip side, it's nice to see Bitcoin coming in a little bit. So still on I requested third payout. Okay. I can't comment on that other than when I do some informal surveys, everyone is pretty happy with the payout process and everything over there. Mileage may vary, number of different things. It's showed up in our payout channel very recently. This is one of my favorite payout channels, prop payouts. So you can see we have a number of, Prop Shop is the latest, most popular payouts. So I've been talking about this for a while, but probably next week I will finally be doing some content with some newer prop firms. I want to get as far away from making the content always about the prop firms. Everyone loves to get all hung up on this rule, that rule, and this one's paying out or they're not paying out, or this is what this price is or this discount. There's so many resources for that now. It does help if you want to use code TDG and like any of these programs and you want to support what I'm doing here, which is telling you how to trade the accounts properly and how to learn strategies that are appropriate for growing small accounts and keeping your emotional capital under control. That's what I'm all about. The firms I'm going to mention next week, one's called Savius, the other one's called YRM Prop. And I think that diversification is always good, but what makes these two ones that I want to highlight now is that they're both offering volumetrica web, which is a nice alternative as Project X goes away next year. If you're looking for a good web alternative to like TradingView or Tradeovate. And they use DX feed, so a little bit of a different feed. Suck it, Bitcoin, baby. Let's go. Come on. Come on, come on. All right, I'm going to take one off here. These are some apexers I'm just using for backup because of a number of different things that I'm doing with Apex. Let me see if I have, yeah, I got some in the PAs here too. Suck it, Bitcoin. All right, stay on the Bitcoin chart because it's the thing that's working. And I don't ever mean to, I get a lot of comments where people think that I'm gaslighting people or not taking serious that when you pay good money for something and invest your time and effort in a company and you do things supposedly the right way, you obviously want to get rewarded and get paid and have these firms back that up. I think the days of calling these things scams, though, which is still what people love to do, is it ideal or even something that I would have liked to see Prop Shop launch with all these accounts, scale it all back, change rules, scale it all back? No, it sucks. That does suck. Should have never offered that many accounts. I don't think you really need more than 5 accounts. Just do 5 accounts at any firm, learn how to use copiers, pick a couple. You can earn a fantastic living and complement and supplement your income with 5 accounts at any one firm, let alone stitching the nonsense together that you see me doing. Like, do you need all this shit? No, you don't need all that. It's not necessary. Not necessary. All right, Dow Jones. I think it's going to come up here, and what would be great is a target in reverse. In other words, I get out of it right here, and then I'm short the Russell, and the S&P as well. And I'm short from such a bad price. It's actually down here around 24.50 that you can't even see it on the screen. It's kind of voodoo that I can do to you. You ever use ADX indicator? You have. Seems like it might be a useful tool. You mean the ADX strategy thing that's part of... I don't really use it as much anymore. So I have I started with 2 business partners back in 2005, and we started building in all kinds of indicators and strategies and things. And some of them work, some of them didn't. Many of you have heard my story about the fact that really until 2019, when we had the micros and prop and everything like that, it's the first time it ever came together for people to really have success kind of with anything. But back to the ADX strategy and some of the others that are still legacy that I offer when you become a member of my group. They're just included. I don't sell any indicators or anything. All those strategies have merit. They're fantastic. They're the ones that have lived. But those in my group will know that for me, it's the extreme turn. It's the best, most flexible way to find turning points and time entries into positions, both long and short. It's just fantastic. So that's what I like. Looks like we're going to have this Dow actually maybe threaten high of day. So I'm going to move that up to what that high of day was. Let me show it to you over here on I know my head's going to probably be in the way of that a little bit. No, there you go. So chart on the left right here is our range trader. Chart on the right is our stay in the lane. They're complementary. They both inform each other. I'd be taking profits here.
Order submitted.
And then ultimately you're targeting all the way up here for longs, which is just this candle here yesterday was so fantastic.
Order filled.
So the answer is I don't use the ADX very much, if at all. Question with trade copiers: can't the prop firm deny saying they're someone else trading since the web-based copier logs in from a different IP? There's a lot to unpack there. It's not an issue if you're doing things correctly and you know the firm's opinion on trade copiers. So as an example, Savius and Phoenix and a few others, they don't mind if you are using all kinds of cross copiers to send signals to them. Then there's firms like Bullinox that if they see a tag from Rhythmic that's not placed directly on whatever platform you're logged into, that's a violation and you could lose your account and they won't pay you. In terms of what I was mentioning with Volumetrica, if I mentioned it, they have copiers built in, same like Project X, and that's the best way to go. So the best way to go is to use a copier that's built in. There's a built-in one now on Tickblaze. There's a built-in one on Quant Tower. There's a built-in one on MotiveWave. There's a built-in one on Project X. And then what I do is I just use prop firms that support Tradevate, and you can log into 20 or so firms that support Tradevate, and you log into those via Ninja, and you're good to go. And I've had payouts from Apex, Blue Sky, Bullinox, Earn to Trade, Elite Trader Funding, Futures Funded Network, Legends, My Funded Futures, Top Step, Take Profit, Trade Funder, Tradeify, UProfit, and all of those, exception of UProfit and maybe Trade Funder. Yeah, Trade Funder, no. I just used the copier, either affordable indicators and never had a problem. They never said it. No one ever said anything. Like I said, the only one that I'm highly aware of is Bullinox, and that's a Rhythmic connection, so most of you won't be able to connect to two of those anyway. The extreme turn indicator is not available on TradingView in the freebies there. It's a custom hybrid indicator that's part of my trade group. So if you become a member of my trade group, then you get all those goodies. Again, I don't sell indicators or courses or bots or algorithmic this, that, or the other, or hopes and dreams. That's what I always say. The only thing that you can invest your time, energy, your time, talent, and treasure. I would like you to invest with me. Your time, your talent, and your treasure is on my trade room, because that's the only way you learn how to do anything is by daily deliberate practice. So anyway, the extreme turn is this indicator. Let me see if I can bring it up here. There should be an extreme. There was a great extreme turn in gold. Yeah, there was this great extreme turn in gold. See this right here? Oof, so good. So good. So it comes right down here. This is a 233 EMA to our T line, and then puts in a single bar extreme turn. You see the little buy signal right there? Boom. And then today we got this significant sell-off and an undercut low. They try to keep you guessing. Gold sold off while Bitcoin rallied tremendously, almost up 7 or 8%. So that's how they get you. That's how they get you. So over here, if I take you over there, this is Bullinox. Okay, so these are 3 master accounts that I have over on Bullinox, and I trade them relatively infrequently. I need to log into more. I don't want to lose them or anything like that. But this is just an instance of Ninja on a VPS, only logged into Bullinox. So it's its own little isolated environment. And I screwed up the replication today because one of the accounts wasn't getting the orders, so made $250 in 2 of them and only $22 in the others. Should have been $250 across, which is a $750 day. This is what I'm all about. Like, I'm sure there's many of you that would be happy as a clam. Why do they say happy as a clam? What about a clam? Is it just because of the way it looks happy? To have something, give me one in the chat if what you're seeing on that screen, $50,000 account, master account from Bullinox or any firm, just 3 accounts at $250. Now, I'm not saying average $250. If you'd be happy with that, if you could see, and it's not $250 every day, the most important thing is that it's never more than minus $400 any day. So on those accounts, I use a $400 daily risk budget, which would be big for a lot of you with a $50,000 account. You should probably have like a $300 or $250. But I've earned the right to have a $400 daily risk budget because that's about the average of the gains that I make when I make money. So we don't have to complicate this and have all kinds of firms and buy all these accounts and stitch them all together. You know, start as simple as you possibly can. Yep, I mean, question about 150s versus 50s and account sizing. This is really kind of like a personal preference thing. I know another thing that people get hung up on is having the proper reward to drawdown ratio. Look, if you use half or all of your account balance as your drawdown, if you even get close to that, like let's take 50,000 as an example, that's a $3,000 account. If you deposited 3,000 of your own money and you drew that down 1,500, you are not ready to trade live capital. Do not do it. Should never happen. Because the max on that $3,000 that you should allow yourself to lose is $300 in any given session. Then you could be the worst trader in the world and never have a winning day and enter always at the wrong time. If you only hit the close button, it would at least take you 10 days to lose all your money. So back to whether it's 150 or 50, I moved up to 150 on almost all of mine just because I needed a little bit more of a challenge, and I don't need to pass these things, and I've taken as many payouts as I need to. I know that sounds a little pompous, but it's true. I have no need whatsoever to trade prop accounts. I'm doing it because what I do have a need for is helping people, and I know that sounds cheesy as well, But we just came off of one of the best sales, Black Friday sales ever. We added like 50 new lifetime members of our group that are going to be with me and our community for as long as it takes for you to figure this out, because it is solvable. And we've moved from, are these firms all going to get regulated out of business, to there's more choice than you could ever imagine, and they ain't going away. By the way, look at Bitcoin. Suck it, Bitcoin. Where's my... Okay. Let me bring you back to the main channel here. Oh, suck it, Bitcoin. All right. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to take it off in these accounts because it's like an embarrassment of riches. I try to keep these close to what the consistency would be for some of them, so you don't want to make too much money. I know that's silly and stupid, but that's how some of these things work. All right, so there we go. We'll keep it on our live account because we want to make as much money as we can. All right, so for most people starting out, do the 50s. There you go. Do the 50s, $3,000 profit objective, maybe a $2,500 drawdown. Then honestly, I wouldn't even care if it was a $1,000 drawdown and a $3,000 profit objective. It wouldn't change the way I would recommend people approach these programs at all. Oh, there we go. Thank you. We're learning something. There's happy as a clam. I can't believe I don't know how many people are watching, but I only got 1 or 2 ones in there. Guys are being quiet. Everyone should have a 1. You should be super happy.
Order
with
filled.
750 funny money dollars made in a day. Look at the kind of money that we have members in our group that are extracting from Bullinox. Look at this. All right. And by the way, that's not Mark U. It's usually Mark U or a couple of our other. All right. Target hit on the Dow Jones. Target hit in one account, and now we're going to be butthole pucker time in the other. Here we go. There we go. We hit target. Nice. All right, so now we'll watch the loser. Again, resting in order there at high of day, which is 47,668. And Bitcoin bouncing a little bit. Let's see if it can go and break below 91,000. Okay, we got a few more ones in there.
Order filled. Position open.
Prefer to be long. I don't really have a preference. My live accounts, I have different time frames a little bit. So I have both tracking accounts, and the tracking accounts are accounts that have about the same size as a decent sized prop firm. So somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 in the tracking accounts. And then I have a lot of other accounts that I'll trade around 4 to 6 micros in the in whatever positions. So for instance, on just took that off there, the Bitcoin should now be coming next to this next target. So here I'm short, so not long. We'll take that there. I'll also sell high of day, and then up there at 93,760. So Again, this look today after the burst, not fantastic to try to, the market was never doing what the Dow Jones was doing today, which is undulating both directions, giving us, but this trading strategy and style will still, and I don't know how many days Bitcoin goes up 8% and down 8% in 2 days, but you know, we're getting used to some of this volatility here. But anyway, I'm short there. And I'm short here too. Short there. Just keeps going. So McNulty is asking about trend trading using the same. Absolutely. In fact, on TradingView, that's why I have an additional trend line on here. So this is a 34 EMA. What chart am I on? Are we on the right chart? Yeah. This is a 34 EMA right here. So it could be trend traded against that. Let's see where it is on Bitcoin as an example. See on Bitcoin, here it is right here. So the problem is we never got down to it. I will not trend trade against a plus one or trend trade to the downside against a -1. I just, it's not that I don't do it, but I try not to do it on stream or in the room. I think it just confuses people. First thing we want to do is get this down. We want to get this down first. And then, you know, if you look at this here, there's no reason to be trend trading this today, right? It was up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's been great. So like everything in trading, it's contextual. You're going to end up in drawdown here. I don't know what that means. Drawdown? You mean a losing trade? I have losing trades all the time. Let's do it. Let's do it. If I don't want to be looking at a loser, you know all I have to do? This is all I have to do. Just switch over to this one. Who's losing now? Come on now. See? I'm not very good at math, but I think I'm making more on this trade than I'm losing on this trade. But we'll see. I could potentially F it all up in front of you. One thing that I hope you'll see from my streams is that if you find this frustrating, and by that I mean you're stressed out at all about $57 or about $114, then maybe trading isn't for you. Am I hedging the props? No, I don't do anything. No. I do my best in the morning now to stay only on one chart. Today I was long gold. I was short Bitcoin. I was trading NASI2 in both directions off screen. And then for the most part, we just stayed on the Dow Jones because that's what I want people to do. You know. But no, I'm not hedging prop or doing anything like that. No. Again, my primary futures trading accounts are very large. And I trade options on futures in the treasury markets. So something you can't do in prop programs, something you can't do at most of your retail. You can't do that at AMP. You can't do it at NinjaTrader. You know, can only do it essentially from a retail perspective at Interactive Brokers. And also, you can trade futures options at Schwab, and you can trade them at Tasty as well. But those are your only options. Your only options. All right. Back in this Dow Jones. Let's watch it. So you guys know what I do if I have an unprofitable trade. What we do is we go find a picture. We'll go find a picture here. And we put it over the screen. What's a good one? This one. Here we go. Don't get cocky. There we go. All right. So now we have no losers. No losers. There we go. If you're wondering why a capybara, that's my spirit animal. You short the MYM with me? Are you short Bitcoin too? I think Bitcoin's going to have a little pop here. So I'm going to run that back. Run it back. Run it up, Buttercup.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
He's getting out of a few losers over here. You loser. Why just treasuries? Lots of reasons. They move quite a bit slower. There's a lot of very easy economic data and other things to point to that move them around in like if you were to compare the ZN to the NASDAQ, there's no comparison. That's another picture we have, right? Trading the NASDAQ is like letting a crackhead mow your lawn. So do I pick some times to throw around a little bit of size in NASI when it's at extremes and it looks like it could be fun? Yeah. But I've said this on stream before, and it's true to this day. I mean, in a $700,000 or $800,000 real account, if I have 6 NASDAQ on and my P&L is moving up and down $2,500, $3,500 a tick, not a tick, but every 10, 15 point move, I just don't like it. I don't like it. That's why the vast majority of a lot of the content that's out there that you see, where you hear the order filled, and you look and they have a 5 lot on or a 10 lot on in the full NQ, and then it starts bouncing up and bouncing, it starts to go, and then they trailer stop and they take profit, and then they go 6,000 in 8 seconds, and then people are like, that was a great trade, man. It's all nonsense. It's complete bullshit. Now, if they do that in their own $75,000 or $80,000 live account right in front of you, okay, it's not bullshit. They have enough margin. At Interactive Brokers, to trade a 6 lot, you'd need about $100,000 of real money to trade a 6 lot in the NASDAQ. So I just don't find any of it very useful. So anyway, back to treasuries. They're extremely liquid. And since they're so liquid, the options on them are very liquid as well. As if I were to give an example, take a look at the ZN right now. See this big fall on the ZN? We were up here. I wish I could tell you I was selling calls around 113.5. I was not. But we pop down here, and we have some inflation data later in the week and tomorrow as well. Down here is 112. One more leg down, and I'm hammer the 112. Sell the 112 puts. Sell them. All right, we're chopping around here at the plus twos. Why do I think what's going to pop up? I'm just filling time. I have no idea what's going to happen. Trading is random account, random.
Order filled.
What is it? It's random. Ooh, that sucks. I hope it doesn't pop up. I'm going to stay short. Stay short, young man. Stay short, young man.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
That's right. It's a random walk. Predicting price or having any thought about price is just such a fool's game. Doesn't matter. Learn to understand a little bit of volume and volatility, and then put orders on the line. Had a great Trader Talk Tuesday today with a newer trader to our group, Sergio. I guess he's not really new, but he said what a lot of others do. You can overcomplicate it, but eventually he just learned to put the orders on the line. Do you put them on the line without any thoughts of anything? No, of course not. But let's look at this. This is high of day up here at 46,668. Could easily pop up there and move higher. I don't care. If it does, I'll probably cut it. Another thing that I'll do sometimes is like high of day plus 20 points or something, just some made up level. We got 5 more minutes till market on close. The key is just to not overthink it. Just put the order on this line right here to go short. You don't even have to add another one here. You could just remove that. Right? So no additional add, one single contract, 50 cents a tick. Who gives a crap what happens? Right? Just practice doing this. Practice doing this. You don't need confirmation. I get a lot of, I love it. That's why I create content. That's why I'm here streaming also, because my team will go and grab these little sound bites and we'll put them up on the interwebs in the vertical form, get them there on the TikTok and the Instagram, and then let the morons of the world comment. You're just doing this without confirmation and da-da-da-da-da. Oh, okay, sorry. I could overcomplicate it. I go look at a bunch of other things to decide whether I just want to sell a red line that's up there. We didn't backtest this, but the Dow Jones would be close to the S&P. About 82% of price action for the S&P is going to take place within 2 standard deviations of VWAP for the whole cash session. I don't know what else you need to know. That's what I say all the time. You can make it more complicated than that. And then there's so many people that act like it just blows out of the bands all the time on them, and they can't control it. And I'm like, what? No. If you're doing it at the first part of the session before there's any volatility or anything, but this late in the day, things are not going to blow outside the bands too bad on you. They're not. And even if they did, who cares? What if you risk $100 per trade, then as soon as you see this number at $100, just hit the close button. When I say I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't understand, you tell me, everybody, why are you making this so hard? This is a joke. It's not that hard. Bitcoin, by the way, is coming back up. Bitcoin. Three more minutes. And again, the outcome of this is meaningless. Should not affect your day, my day, whatever. But if you're long, I would certainly suggest that you took a profit here. What are you trying to squeeze out of the rest of it? Again, I'm not telling you what to do. This is not financial advice. Look both ways for crossing the street. Don't run with scissors. Make sure you wait 20 minutes, right, before eating after. But I don't know. Kind of looks like a double top, little area where there might be some sellers. Buyers made their money. The push is higher. The area that I'd really feel comfortable being short is 47,781. And if we really move after hours and continue on and push higher here, I would sell another one there at 47,781. Do 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 do. Yeah, looking at if you want some filters for determining when to stay out of mean reverting kind of things, by all means, there's lots of ways to improve these things. I'm not holding out on anybody, and Adam knows that, everybody. I'm just trying to keep it simple for the vast majority when they're first starting so that we're not, And I also have 30 years of trying to optimize and curve fit and all this stuff, and I learned that if I told you my strategy for trading 50 contracts in the ZN, you wouldn't believe me. You're like, you got to have more than this, that, or the other. There's about a 20% fundamental input and about an 80% technical input, and it is so damn simple. It's really simple, and most of it is on the range trader. I don't look for all this and that and this and that. I don't. Also, when you've been looking at treasuries long enough, you understand that for the most part, 10 bip moves, 20 bip moves are super rare. You're going to see them occasionally. But most of the time, you get 5, 10 bip moves in the rates, which do certain things to the price of the underlying. All right, we got our market on close, and it was so exciting. So exciting. Tune in tomorrow. I'm going to have a small giveaway on a couple of these newer firms, so we can do that thing where we add up the profit and loss. It's been kind of fun. Is this recorded? It's right here on YouTube, baby, and I don't delete it afterwards. You can watch this whole thing afterwards. It's live on YouTube, and then afterwards it stays on YouTube. How are you setting your VWAP? This is a VWAP, order flow VWAP that's included in NinjaTrader. You can get it for free from a lot of the prop programs if you use a firm that uses Trade-of-8 prop. I'm not setting anything. It's just, that's it. You don't set VWAP. You can set the bands if you want. I have these set to 1 and 2. 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviation. No, ultras are just levered. They don't move more. There's no difference in the movement of the TN versus... By the way, I make markets in the MTN, so if you guys ever want to... Please start trading the MTN. Before the CME takes it away from me.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
All right, I'm exiting my Bitcoin short in some of the prop programs, but I'm going to keep it here in the live account. I'm going to hold it. Why do I use the 23-hour or extended trading hours VWAP? Because I want to see all of the range expansion from the 6 p.m. Eastern Standard reopen every day, right? So the question is, you can see there, why use one time frame versus another for the indicator? So if you have it set to the 23-hour period or extended, once the market closes, it'll be at its most expansive for the day, right? And then it'll open up all compressed, right? Speaking of a clam, it opens up, then it opens up, right? And what I teach on is that you want to use the overnight session. The benefit that we have as futures traders, there's huge benefits we have over equity traders, but the benefit we have is we have a lot more data. They trade 23 hours a day. They trade all in the overnight session, right? So that's Asia and London, or just what we can call our overnight session here in the US when most of us should be asleep. So I want to use that volatility or lack thereof to inform how I look at the volatility bands when we start the session. Some days we'll have overnight event, or we'll have a 8:30 Eastern economic event that will already give us the volatility we need to start the session feeling pretty good about the probabilities of price staying within potential areas. All right, I have to get out of this thing real quick. Hold on. I'm short NASI in a few accounts.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
All right, this is just in prop programs, so I'm just going to close these here.
Order filled.
I was testing some market on orders, market on close orders, which I don't normally use. Coming out of the bands here a little bit, but all right. Look at this. Who are we the best ever? Are we the best ever? Who's making money there? By that, I mean we're losing less. Remember, the outcome of this does not matter. So it came up here, touched this line perfectly, came all the way down to this line, which you could use as target. I only have a single contract on. If I had multiple contracts, I'd take one off right here. Give me one in the chat or say MYM if you're short. Some of you said you were short. Let's say this didn't work out and we took a leg that was just higher to the upside. Hit the close button. Who cares? Stop overthinking this. Doesn't matter. Come watch my stream. Grab the ebook that you'll find in the description down below. Get all this bullshit out of your head. Do you use order flow? Do you use these bubbles? I literally spent, just like when I was trying to understand the ICT thing, that's all nonsense. ICT concept that I saw a bunch of firms promoting and stuff now, this concept of fair value gap, total bullshit. It's as subjective as you could possibly, as anything could be. This red line up here is not subjective. It's just a red line. You can see it. Looking for fair value gaps and identifying these things, that is the stupidest thing you could waste your time on. Please don't do that. For 30 years I've been doing this, and I had to read. I was like, what are you guys describing this fair value gap? Show me where that is actually existing. Oh, institutional imbalance of this, that, and the other. It's total nonsense. Complete nonsense. Put the order on this line, understand volatility and volume, and that's a start. And then from there, you can do whatever you want and just manage risk. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thoughts on using rolling VWAP? Don't have to do it. Thoughts on using anchor VWAP? You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. So this one I have a 2-lot on, so I'm just going to take it off. Do 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 do. All right. Let me do this one right here. This is showing a loss today. I don't know why. I made $198 in this account.
Order filled.
It shows down 213 from a previous trade, but we're not down. All right, let's move this down to this line right here. You guys making money? Making money.
Order filled.
Making money.
Order filled. Position closed.
All right, I got 1 more minute. Fire off any questions if you have them. Smoke them if you got them. Look how great this exit was over here, right? In hindsight, we got our short on there. We got out here. And if we wanted to talk about like trend trading here, then this could be a level to buy one. I'm going to buy one right here. Okay, maybe we get to move back up to here. Who knows? Maybe we got to move back up to there. The other place I'm going to buy one is here at VWAP. There's a stain on my notebook where the fuck it got lost. All right. Maybe it is. I love it. You watch the Top Step feeds and stuff, and there's guys looking at something, and they'll say something. There's a huge order over here. There's a huge order over here. Who cares? What is that doing for anybody? What are you going to do with that? Oh, you don't see MTN and futures on Schwab? Well, they don't offer it, huh? You got to go over to IB then. Thanks, Yuhang. It's good talking to you the other day. And remember when we were talking about day parts and when not to trade, and that things will tend to trend a little bit later in the afternoon. So I want to mention I was talking to a new member, and he was asking about day parts and whether I trade all day. And first thing is I don't look at the screens all day. It's too much. I don't need to. I do like the opportunity to come back and do these streams and create content, as I mentioned, and hopefully get more people aware of what we're doing and how to do these things properly. But under most circumstances, I would not be trading the close. There used to be an old saying that the pros close. You know, schmoes open the market and the pros close. I don't think that's true anymore. Not at all. I don't care about the open and the close of anything. That's another question I'll get. Do you mark the open and the close? And no, I don't. I don't care. I don't care. All I need to do is come in the morning, take a look at how much range we had in whatever instrument I'm trading for the overnight session, and then go to work. I don't care where it closed yesterday. I don't care where it opened. Don't care. All right, that'll be it for today. Doing a webinar on Tickblaze and Prop Shop. I haven't done another one. I did a webinar with them in the past. I might do another one. I don't have any planned. Again, if you're first time watching the stream, I really, really appreciate it. All the good stuff that you can do on here on YouTube really does help. So if you can hit the like button, that would be great. If I didn't answer your question and you want to leave your question as a comment, I'm happy to do that as well. I can interact with you guys in the comment section. I think you can leave comments after the video is posted. I'm pretty sure. So go check that out. And that'll be it. Let me get out of this Nazi here. Where is it? Take profit. Oh, take profit. It's in these accounts right here. Boom. This is an area to close these right here. And I don't know what these are. Here we go.
Order filled. Order filled.
Okay.
Order filled.
Alrighty. All right. We'll see you at the next one. Stay green, trade like you mean it. Really appreciate it. Again, like button really does help. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. I don't think you can comment if you don't subscribe in case you care about that. And then finally, if you're not yet familiar with anything that I'm doing or that we do in TDG, check the description down below. Once this video is posted, you can just go to the live section of my YouTube and you can get access to the ebook and all the other good stuff. Do you have a few days trial to check out the trade room? 100%. We have a free trial. Free trial right here. So the website is called tradersdevgroup.com. That's my goofy face right there. Let me see if I can make that face. There you go. Come right over here to try TDG. I'll put the link in here for you. There's no silly upsells or anything like that. No credit card required, nothing like that. Just check out what we got going on. By the way, on the website while you're there, you can also grab the ebook right here. Let me just put all the links in there. I'll do everything for you so you don't even have to do anything. This ebook comes with a 10 video course as well. I read the ebook to you. In case you're a dude and you have to hear things 3 times, I read every chapter to you. So you have that. And then what else do you have? We have a course. You can get into it right here, or I think there's a right here.
Hey, fellow speculators, my name is Rod. I have a small YouTube channel.
This is a course I used to sell for $297 back when I sold courses. We don't do that anymore. So you get a 30 video lesson right there. Okay. You don't have to pay for anything like this. Please don't buy courses. Don't buy indicators. Don't buy bots. Don't buy strategies. And I would even suggest when you're first starting out, unless you really, really feel that you need some sort of head game thing, just practice the fundamentals for a while before you think you need some sort of coach to tell you what to do. Get all the stuff for free and then ultimately find a community where you can come in and practice every day and have fun. That's the best thing to do. All right, that'll be it. Stay green, trade like you mean it. This is the end of the stream. See you later. Bye. Goodbye.